This changes everything for the Flames. The Calgary Flames have one major position of need, and this upcoming draft could and should address this issue. With plenty of centers available this year, everything could change offensively for one of the league's worst offenses. So let's take a look at who will be available come June. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family, and let's talk about these centers. I apologize, my voice is a little bit wonky. Maybe stayed out a little too late last night, but I still want to talk about centers on a Sunday morning because who doesn't? This upcoming draft should be fun. Last year's draft was such a home run from Craig Conroy. Genuinely seems like every single pick hit, and obviously credit due to Todd Button as well, the head of scouting here for the Flames. They just did fantastic, and I'm hoping it'll be kind of the same this year, and it seems like the Flames will really go for center. Of course, in our most recent draft video, we kind of looked at the guys of take the best available, of course, as a team is always going to do, but it's always good to kind of focus on the position of need, so some centers, and we have a great article here. So all credit due to Wes Gilbertson of the Calgary Herald. He's been writing all these Flames Retool Tracker articles, but this one is which centers could Calgary target in the 2025 NHL draft. The Calgary Flames will undoubtedly be scouring for centers in the 2025 draft. Which prospects could be on their wish list? And the way this article is structured, it kind of goes with who's the most, realistic that the Flames could land at the 18th pick and potentially somewhere in the 20s. Please, Toronto, win tonight. We want as high of a pick as possible since we obviously have Florida's pick, of course. But let's get into it, and we'll start with Braden Coots, who is a guy who a lot of people in the comments of the last draft video were like, I would love to see this guy. But let's talk about him. So hometown, Sherwood Park, Alberta. So not far from here at all. This season, he had 26 goals and 63 points in 60 games with the Seattle Thunderbirds. So over a point per game, very good. He's 6 foot and 183 pounds. Not the biggest guy, not the smallest guy. So the skinny, this up-and-comer hails from oil country, but we won't hold that against him, not with so many trails that make him an intriguing fit for the Flames. Coots was Canada's top scorer at the World U18s with 6 goals, including a pair of game winners, and a dozen points in 7 tournament tilts. I don't know what's going on there. Brings boundless energy and has a righty curve on his stick, a rarity in Calgary's pipeline. Coots was the youngest captain in the WHL this season and also wears the C4 Team Canada, so he earns another check mark for his leadership qualities. He's a righty, he's a center, he's a leader, he's Canadian, he's Albertan. That is a lot of green flags. So I understand why a lot of you guys are high on Coots. We could definitely see him be taken at that 18th overall pick. Next one here, Jack Nesbitt. So he is from Sarnia, Ontario this season. He had 25 goals and 64 points in 65 games with the Windsor Spitfire. So almost essentially a point per game for him. He's 6'4", 185 pounds. So quite a bit taller, which a lot of people will like. It stands out. Will undoubtedly put on a lot of weight over the next few years, so not bad already. There isn't a ton of size among the projected first-round centers, and especially among the guys who are expected to still be available into the teens and beyond, so Nesbitt stands out from the crowd. While he doesn't offer as much offensive sizzle as some of the other options, this power forward in progress is considered a safe pick because he has all the attributes to be an effective middle six sort. The question is whether the Flames, needing to eventually fill a first-line vacancy, would rather swing for the fences. With a pair of first-round picks, could they maybe do both? Go for your skilled guy, the guy who you really think can be your number one center of the future, and then go for a Jack Nesbitt, a guy who's probably, essentially going to be an NHLer, just maybe not, your Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon type, but he seems like a great replacement for once Backlund is gone, and quite a bit better, maybe? I love Michael Backlund, but he's obviously not as big, so a great option here as well in Mr. Nesbitt. Now, next here, let's talk about Cole Reshny. He comes from Macklin, Saskatchewan. I got to be honest, I've never heard of that place, but it sounds cool. This season, he had 26 goals and 92 points in 62 games with the Victoria Royals in the dub, so he is a production machine. 5'11", 183 pounds, so a little bit smaller. We talked about him a little bit in the most recent draft video, but those are a lot of points. Did any draft hopeful do more to boost their stock over the past couple of months? Who knows? Reshny went berserk in a good way during the WHL playoffs, racking up 9 goals and 25 points in only 11 outings in the playoffs. That is crazy to have over 2 points per game. As a late arrival at the World U18s, he continued his spring show-off by scoring 5 times in 5 appearances with Team Canada, including the overtime winner in a quarterfinal nail-biter. Reshny has a well-rounded game, but nothing gets the scouts scribbling faster than the ability to come up with a clutch goal at a crucial moment. He checks so many boxes. I would absolutely love to bring this kid on board and get him in the pipeline. A great option at 18th overall. Ben Kindle, another guy we talked about quite a bit, but he's from Coquitlam, BC. He had 35 goals and 99 points in 65 games with our beloved Hitmen. He's 5'10", 176 pounds, so quite a bit smaller. That's really only the big red flag. If you follow the Hitmen, you're aware that one of the top scoring prospects in the 2025 NHL draft already is accustomed to dazzling fans at the Dome. Kindle finished 7th in WHL points race this winter and continued to produce in the playoffs with 8 goals and 7 assists in 11 postseason spins. Not bad at all. He is both creative and competitive. He's elusive, but doesn't shy away from the high traffic areas, although some figure he will be better slotted as a winger at the big league level. That shouldn't be a deterrent for the Flames since they're also thin on right shots on the flank. So again, another guy who I think would be a great option. I can't imagine he'll be the best available at the 18th pick, but maybe with that second first rounder, definitely an option there. Not bad at all. Next one here, Cullen Potter. He's from Minneapolis, Minnesota, not St. Paul, Minneapolis. This season, he had 13 goals and 22 points in 35 games in the NCAA with the Arizona State Sun Devils. He's 5'10", 172 pounds, so quite a bit smaller and not a ton of points this year, 22 and 35. I know it's a lot harder to get tons of points in the NCAA, but still, that's already a bit of a red flag. Potter may be the best skater in this entire draft class. The kid can fly, and that could have him soaring in the final rankings and mock drafts. While some were surprised that Potter departed the U.S. national team development program after his U17 season, scouts will appreciate that he was eager to test his mettle against bigger and stronger opponents in the NCAA. This lefty has strong bloodlines. His mother, Jenny, was a 4-time Olympian with Team USA, winning gold in the 1998 Nagano and following up with 2 silver medals and 1 bronze. So he has clearly got the blood flowing, and who knows, he could be a very good option as well. Again, do I think he'll be the best available at 18? No, but who knows, we could see him with that second first rounder. 5 more rapid fire ones here, and this one is really interesting. So Roger McQueen of the Brandon Wheat Kings in the dub. So this power forward has the tools to be a true number 1 center. The trouble is, he was limited to just 20 games this season due to a pars fracture in his back. That will scare some teams off. If McQueen falls to 18th, are the Flames willing to take the risk? I think they for sure are willing to take the risk, and I would like to see them take the risk. But that's a very interesting name. That's another name that has come up in the comment section of this channel quite a bit. More so debating if he'll fall that far, but there is the chance because of those injury concerns. I would love to see Lightning McQueen in the Flames pipeline as well. A couple others here. William Horkoff from the Michigan Wolverines in the NCAA. How about a Horkoff on the south side of the Battle of Alberta? William's father, Sean, played 1,000+ games as an NHL center, including 13 seasons with the Oilers. At 6'5", William will be a handful, and he's, I don't think, projected to go in the first round, but he's definitely an option. Another kid who has, hockey blood in him. Very accustomed to being in Alberta with his father playing for the Oilers for so long, and 6'5". That's enticing for sure. Then we got Milton Gastrin, a guy we talked about in the most recent draft video as well, but he plays for Modo in Sweden. The book on Gastrin is that he's smart, dependable, and consistent. Coaches love all those descriptors. Gastrin, who has frequently captained his national squad, could still be available in the second round. I kind of agree. Not the most stunning prospect to me, but could definitely be worth a look. Last 2 here, Cole McKinney from the U.S. national team development program. McKinney was the leading scorer for the USNTDP this season, accumulating 55 points in 51 games. Scouts rave about his skating ability and slick hands, and he is rock solid at the face-off dot. A great person to have in any pipeline. I think he'd be great as well. I just don't see him being kind of who we pick in with our first pick anyway. But who knows? Who knows what could happen between now and the draft. And final one, Ivan Ryabkin from the Muskegon Lumberjacks of the USHL. We're familiar with scouting them. So a year ago, the Flames selected a talented Russian out of the junior A level USHL. Could they go that route again with Ryabkin, who has oodles of awesome offensive upside, but also comes with a lot of question marks? It would essentially be kind of like getting another Gradin, I still don't know how to pronounce it, but maybe a little bit worse, kind of like a Sharangovich, a little bit kind of like Sharky. But overall, there's a ton of options, and please let me know who you think the Flames will and should take with the 18th and whatever our second first rounder ends up being. Now let's wrap up this video with the comment of the day, and it comes from yesterday's video, of course. And it comes from a regular around here. It comes from one of these years. They said, most interest I've had in the Memorial Cup in years, go Young Guns. And it's so true. To have both Morin and Basha competing in the Memorial Cup will be so exciting. I can't wait for Medicine Hat to play against Moncton. It should be so fun. And hopefully one of them can go home with some more hardware. But it's great that they're playing such competitive hockey. It really helps their development. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe like you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.